It's time to start your morning by taking 5. Here's your host, Matt McMaster.
You're listening to Take 5, quick 5-minute take on the biggest things happening in Nebraska sports. I'm your host, Matt McMaster, and it is NFL Draft Day, one of the best days of the year. Let's get into it. We have a lot to cover. Let's first start off with the Nebraska Cornhuskers that could get drafted. 5 potential prospects here. I think 2 for sure will get drafted. 2 will be waiting, and 1 will be an undrafted free agent. Let's start with the 2 who will get drafted. Ty Robinson started this process kind of on the 3rd, 4th round line, has now moved up to kind of that 2nd, 3rd round line after an incredible draft process. He's absolutely knocked it out of the park when it comes to the combine, to the workouts, the meetings he's had with teams. Look, he's a little bit older. I get it. He's not your prototypical 21-year-old, 22-year-old prospect. At the same time, he's a plug-and-play player. I mean, if he gets in the right system, you can put him into an NFL lineup, and you know that for 5, 6, 7 years that he is going to consistently give you good snaps, consistently give you good seasons. And so I think that a team, and all reports indicate that he's done incredible in the interviews. I think a team is going to go up and snatch him maybe higher than we think. Talk to Chad Forbes of Draft Bites. He's really high on Thomas Fidone. And look, I think it's totally warranted. Fidone is a really, really, really good athlete, despite the unfortunate injuries that he's had in his career. But I think he's been underutilized by Nebraska. I think that last season, especially down the stretch, he had some really, really productive games. This is a guy that I think that teams look at him and look at his athleticism and say, hey, if we utilize him correctly, he could be a really, really solid pass-catching tight end too. Forbes said that he could go as high as the 3rd round. I think 4th to 5th is more of a realistic standpoint, but I think that if Nebraska could somehow get 2 guys drafted on day 2 of the NFL draft, that would be absolutely massive for this program. Now, when it comes to Hill and Nayor, both are in similar situations for different reasons. I've seen mock drafts with both of them included. I've seen mock drafts with one of them included. I've seen mock drafts with none of them included. Hill had a topsy-turvy year, started off really well, then got hurt, then could never really come back, hasn't had the best draft process. But when you look at his tape and when he's playing healthy, he's a top corner, not only in the Big Ten, but in the country. I mean, he was playing at a really, really high level before he got hurt. When you look at Nayor, he absolutely killed it when it came to the draft combine and the measurables, but the production isn't there. And so I think that teams are a little bit nervous in terms of, well, we understand this guy's a great athlete, but why didn't he produce at the level that maybe he should have? Nash Huntmaker probably won't get drafted, probably best for him. I think he's going to have a really good pick of the lot when it comes to being an undrafted free agent. Nash is a very versatile defensive lineman who needs to find the right system for himself when it comes to picking a team if he is indeed a UDFA. But I think that he still will have an opportunity to make camp and make a team and do some really, really cool things in the NFL. Hopefully. I really, really like Nash. All righty. NFL betting odds. So I'll give you my top 10, and we'll combine this with the betting part of the segment. I'm only betting. I looked at these other props. Top 5 exact order I like. I'll tell you what that is in a bit. And there's an over-under special here on college props. I like the over 9.5 for Big Ten players selected. That's at plus 110. All right. My top 4 is pretty chalk. Ward, Hunter, Abdul Carter, Will Campbell. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those have been kind of locked for a bit. Now, Shedeur Sanders is at plus 1,100 for pick number 3. I'm not saying to bet it, but I do think there is a situation where the owner of the Giants, John Mara, says, screw it. Brian Dable, you're not going to be here in a year. Hey, Joe Shane, you're not going to be here in a year. I want my quarterback. I want Shedeur Sanders. I don't give a damn. I'm the owner. We're picking Shedeur. I'm not saying it's going to happen. Crazier things have happened, though. Plus 1,100. Not too terrible of odds. All right, pick number 5. This was locked in for a while as Mason Graham. It's now, the odds have flipped to Ashton Jeanty. I think it's going to be the pick. I think Liam Cohen has taken the reins of this draft for the Jaguars. He said, look, I'm the new head coach. You've tasked me with fixing the offense, fixing Trevor Lawrence. We're going to do that with the best damn running back in this draft. Ashton Jeanty, still at minus 245. You're going to have to bet a lot, but I still think you can get some value out of that. Pick number 6. I think it's going to be Armand Membu, the offensive tackle out of Missouri. His main competition right now is Kelvin Banks Jr. out of Texas, offensive tackle. Todd McShay and others included believe that Banks Jr. is going to be the pick because he is a very high culture guy, and that's what the Las Vegas Raiders, especially under Tom Brady, are going to value. At the same time, Armand Membou, I think, is going to be a better tackle than Will Campbell. I think Membou is one hell of a player. The athleticism is ridiculous. The tape is there. Good, solid right tackle. I think the pick should be Vegas. It may be Banks Jr. I wouldn't bet this year. Plus 175, pick him for a pick I really don't know could go either way. No, thank you. All righty. Pick number 7. This is where it gets good. Plus 800, Jalen Walker. I like Jalen Walker here because it's a new era in New York for the Jets, and Aaron Glenn is a defensive coach, and I think Jalen Walker has the potential to be the number 1 overall player in this draft. I think if you're Aaron Glenn and you're trying to build up your defense, you look at this game wrecker and Jalen Walker, who can play off the ball and come off the edge and sack a quarterback, and say, how can we pass him up? Let's go and get him. Now, does it necessarily fit a need on the New York Jets? No. At the same time, Jalen Walker is one of very few blue chips that sit on this board. I think the Jets, with a new defensive coach, go ahead and get Jalen Walker plus 800. I really like that bet. Pick number 8, I think the Carolina Panthers are going to try and trade out, and I don't think anyone's going to come and buy. I don't think at this point there's really no one on this board that I think anyone's going to climb up high enough to go and grab at pick number 8. I think they panic. They don't have a lot of weapons on that offensive end. I think they go with Tet McMillan, who's an Arizona wide receiver, best wide receiver on the board. Not consensus, but, more like not unanimous, but consensus best wide receiver, Tet McMillan, plus 1,200. I would sprinkle, let me tell you this. I would sprinkle a $10 to $15 bet on Jalen Walker at pick 7. I would sprinkle a $5 bet here on pick number 8, Tet McMillan, plus 1,200. Great odds. All right, this is my lock. I bet your most units on this. This has been the pick. Screw the noise. Screw the Jackson Dart. Screw the Derek Carr. Screw the Trevor Penning not getting a 5th-year option. Screw the whole, they might take a tackle. Everything is indicated for a while that this has been the pick at number 9 at Mykel Williams, the edge. Cam Jordan's getting old. Cam Jordan is getting old. He's a great, great player, but he's getting old, and I think that the Saints are really, really high on Mykel, the edge out of Georgia, plus 230. I just don't buy all the smoke of all the other picks that are going to happen for the Saints. I think they make the smart pick. They go with the edge out of Georgia, plus 230, hammer it. All right, final bet here. I think the pick is going to be Tyler Warren, but we want to make money. So I would hedge. Tyler Warren is plus 320. Kelvin Banks Jr. is plus 500. I'm confident that the pick will be one of those two. I would go ahead and put $10 on Tyler Warren, which would pay you $42, and I would put $10 on Kelvin Banks Jr., which would pay you $60. Worst case scenario, those two guys don't get drafted, which I think is a very low likelihood. Best case scenario, you walk away $60 with $60, $40 profit. Medium scenario, you walk away with $12 profit with $32. I think it's a value bet here. Pick number 10, Tyler Warren and Kelvin Banks Jr. Warren plus 320, Banks plus 500. Okay, so those are my picks for the specific player 2 picks. I told you about my college special, over 9.5 Big Ten players get drafted, and then you have a top 5 exact order. I think it's great value. Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter, Will Campbell, Ashton Jeanty, minus 210. Book it. All righty. That's been Take 5, and I've been Matt McMaster.